What if I told you that some of the biggest solutions to our planet's biggest problems won't come from billion-dollar corporations or global climate conferences, but from small little guys? The talk shops, the food processor down the road, the tailor in your neighborhood, small businesses. SMEs, that is small and medium-sized enterprises, can lead the sustainability challenge to save our planet from itself. And not just because it's the trendy thing to do, but because it makes sense financially, environmentally, and even strategically. This video breaks down some practical steps that could help small and medium-sized businesses save our planet. Whenever the topic of sustainability comes up, most people lean more towards how much money needs to go into the endeavor. As a result, it is pushed to only billion-dollar unicorn companies to pursue. However, a closer look at the industry shows that sustainability is as much a numbers problem as a money problem. And this is where SMEs come into the picture. Here is a shocking stat. According to the World Bank, small businesses make up about 90% of companies across the world. Yes, 90%, and employ over half the global workforce. And with this massive number, these small businesses also generate a massive amount of the world's waste, emissions, and resource use. However, on the larger scale, there is some progress being made. In 2020, only 28% of C-suite executives ranked sustainability among their top 3 priorities. But forward to 2024, that number jumped to 65%, according to Forbes' State of Sustainability report. In summary, sustainability goals are moving from just trend to the new business reality. So where do we begin? Energy is one of the biggest expenses for a small business. For many SMEs, it can account for as much as 20% to 30% of their total operating costs. In energy-intensive industries like food processing or manufacturing, that percentage is significantly higher. But the good news is that there are already so many opportunities out there to solve this challenge. For example, a simple step like switching to energy-efficient appliances or installing solar panels can cut your energy bill by 20% to 50%, depending on the scale of your upgrades and your industry. On top of that, renewable energy can boost productivity and output by up to 30%, considering that it also means that you never run out of power. It's a win-win. We do have to acknowledge that for some economies, the initial cost of migration to these more sustainable alternatives for energy can be steep. However, when compared to how much money can be saved in the long term, this cost is eventually paid off. But that is just one part of the conversation. There is a supply side to it as well. Most of the small businesses' emissions aren't coming from its own premises. They are also coming from what we call Scope 3 emissions. These include things like suppliers, freights, your logistics that keeps the business running. On average, supply chains account for between 70% to 90% of an SME's carbon footprint. That's a lot, but it also means that the biggest opportunity for improving sustainability in small businesses is outside their 4 walls. The goal here will be to partner with ethical, sustainably minded suppliers, as well as choose local suppliers whenever possible. This heavily cuts down emissions, reduces transportation costs, and supports the local community and economy. Adding circular economy practices like recycling and upcycling can take it even further, turning waste into value and strengthening your business model. Now let's talk about the big topic of water. When it comes to improving environmental performance for small businesses, water conservation and waste reduction should be one of the top priorities since they are mostly within their control. Small businesses can cut water use by up to 50% by simply upgrading to tools for rainwater harvesting or low-flow systems. And waste? The Ellen MacArthur Foundation estimates that circular economy models where materials are reused rather than dumped could unlock $4.5 trillion in global value by 2030. When SMEs start designing products with reuse and recyclability in mind, they are not just saving the planet, but also opening the door to innovate. However, there is more to be done. Here's something easy to miss. Sustainability works best when it's shared. So even small businesses have to share the vision of sustainability with the people involved in running the company. Training employees on energy efficiency, waste reduction, and sustainable sourcing empowers them to become more responsible in decision making and the overall systems and structures. Green teams, carpooling programs, and recycling drives aren't just perks of working for you. They are the foundation of a sustainable culture. And it is not just building the business from within. A 2022 survey found that 72% of consumers prefer buying from businesses that support local causes and are sustainable. Things like tree planting, cleanup days, or education programs don't just make a difference, they build loyalty. And while we are on the topic of consumers, let's talk about products. Consumers are changing. A 2023 study found that 75% of people are willing to pay more for sustainable products. 60% actively seek out brands that reflect their environmental values. Designing biodegradable, recyclable, or ethically sourced products puts you on the path of these customers who are happy to pay top dollar. Packaging is another area with huge potential. According to the EPA, packaging makes up nearly 30% of all municipal solid waste in the US. Cutting down with minimal compostable or returnable packaging doesn't just reduce landfill, it's also one way to connect with your customers and potential customers. Depending on the business model, owners can also reward customers, maybe a discount for refills or points for recycling. In one move, you're building loyalty while driving sustainable behavior across the business. This is not just a guess. Lush and Patagonia are two businesses that are already leveraging this opportunity, and customers love them for it. But it will be almost impossible to address any of this without discussing the need for digitization, and it is even more essential than you could imagine. The average office worker uses 10,000 sheets of paper every year, according to the Environmental Protection Agency. Now, multiply that by the billions of people in the global workforce. While we may never be able to completely eliminate this use of paper, going digital can wipe out most of that waste. But this is more than ditching paper. It's about smarter ways. In the data and storage department, cloud computing is up to 93% more energy efficient and up to 98% more carbon efficient than traditional on-site servers. When it comes to taking payments, digital payments reduce paper receipts and emissions from handling physical cash. Virtual meetings reduce the need for travel. Global Workplace Analytics estimates that if employees with remote compatible jobs worked from home just half the time, it will cut emissions equivalent to taking 10 million cars off the road. Think about that. 10 million cars off the road. That's not theory. This is measurable impact. If your business is doing the work, it's also important to talk about it. SMEs need to start by getting certified, then labeling the products, and also using public platforms available to publicize the efforts towards sustainability. And just in case you are wondering about whether this is actually important, the numbers speak for themselves. Research from NYU Stern shows that sustainable products grew 2.7 times faster than conventional ones between 2015 and 2021, and they drove more than half of all market growth in packaged goods. You can also be rest assured that this number will continue to go up over time. Certifications like Fair Trade, FSC, or B Corp don't just build credibility. They guide the often emotional purchasing decisions that consumers are making. And if you partner with initiatives like 1% for the Planet or the Climate Pledge, you are telling your customers, we are accountable and we are not in this alone. Sustainability isn't just a nice story to have. It's gradually becoming a legal requirement. Staying ahead of regulations like the EU's WEEE directive or the UK's SECR rules allows you small business owners to dream big enough to export your products, reduce risks, and protect your brand. But it also opens doors. Programs like Horizon Europe, backed by 95.5 billion euros in funding, are open to small businesses building innovative sustainability solutions. That's the game changer. And networks like the UN Global Compact or the SME Climate Hub connect you with grants, partnerships, and new markets, where green credentials are non-negotiable. In many ways, embracing and actively pursuing sustainability is another way to open opportunities for growth. Sustainability isn't just an environmental issue for small businesses, it's a business advantage. It saves money, it builds a stronger brand, it improves morale, and it positions you for long-term success in a changing world. The tools are available, the benefits are clear, the time to act is now. Take out time to build a sustainability roadmap and make your goals clear like you would for any other area of your business. Plan to invest in renewable energy and upgrades to improve sustainability. Engage your team and community and keep track of your impact and progress. Let me know your thoughts on everything that I discussed in this video. And if you are new here, be sure to subscribe and turn on the post notification for more videos. If you enjoyed watching it, please hit the like button and I will see you in the next one.